Trending Ankara Bubu gown style with patches. Welcome back to Naked Handmade YouTube channel. Material for this tutorial is scuba net fabric. You can see that. Now I'm placing it this way. I double folded it like so to achieve 4 folds. Here, 2 yards of scuba net fabric and 60 inches length. Starting line, I've drawn that, marking 3 inches for our neck width and 8 inches for half of our shoulder. The remaining inches, which is 9, I'm going to add extra 4 inches to complete 13 inches length. I'm using this fabric, combining doll face satin and lace fabric to have this design. Now I'm marking 3 inches front neck depth. I have to connect it like so. 1 inch for back neck depth and connect it to the 3 inches width. Here I'm marking shoulder slope like you see me. When I'm done with that point, I have to mark 13 inches for the sleeve opening. Mark it like so. Go ahead and connect the line. Then after that, I have to input the hip measurement divided by 4, which is 12, adding extra 3 inches. The remaining line I'll use it for curve. 60 inches for this gown length, and let me bring it up for us to continue with our measurements. The next thing, I have to take the total width, which is 15 inches there, and impute it at the hem line like you see me do. When I'm done with that, connect it upward, and at the center I have to mark the same measurements for me to get a straight line and connect it. When I'm done with that, cut the back neck depth. I'll cut the shoulder side, leaving 0.5 inches seam allowance or joining allowance. I'll continue with the rest of the bodies and cut out the excess. And getting to the hem side, I have to come up here by 18 inches the slit side. Can be able to walk freely. I'm going to stitch this part and stop at that point. Okay. The next one is to split out the folded side at the sleeve side. I'll separate the front bodies from the back bodies so I can be able to cut out the front body's neck depth. Then after that, I'll go ahead, rearrange it in order. Here is the back bodies and here is the front bodies. I'm going to complete the sleeve length with this. Let's get to our table. Here, I'm cutting the bias strip for binding the neckline. It's going to be 2 pieces for front and back. The width is 1 inch width. And this is how I achieve that. I have to place it and cut it at an angle of 45 degrees. Okay, let's move over to our machine. Here, let me show you how you can get a make it neat finishing. Placing the right side of this bias strip at the right side of the bodies, front bodies, and stitch it at this point. If you don't cut it at the 45 degree angle, it may not be smooth. So I have to do it and stitch it this way. I have to notch it like so and go ahead and cut the excess and flip it to the wrong side of this thread. When you place it down, it will maintain the curve. The next one is for the placket. I'll take you through the process, but these are the pieces I cut out. The placket, the pocket 2 pieces and strap for patches. Let me start with the strap part. Here I cut out 6 by 6 inches square shape for the patches, black and orange color. I'm going to place the lace fabric on it and stitch it at one piece. This is green and the black color together. But now the next one is the pocket you see me, 12 by 11 inches 2 pieces. I cut out the same lace fabric that I'll use to stitch it at the edges to one piece. Okay, let's get to the placket side. This is the placket, 20 inches length and 3 inches width that we're going to use for this. I have to do the same process, placing the lace the same width and length and stitch it. I've gone ahead and fused the doll face satin using ST. Now let's move over to the placket, the neckline for the front neckline. Let me show you how I'm going to do it so you may not be able to stretch because this is a scuba net fabric. I have to fold it this way. First, making sure that they are equal, the neckline. The next thing I will do is just to take the chalk and then mark the center, like you see me do, to indicate the center first. Then here is our placket. I've gone ahead and stitched it all around and folded the part inside and used iron to iron it very well. You can see that neat finishing. The next thing we're going to do now, I'm going to divide it into 2 equal parts like this. This is how I'm going to place it this way and split and divide it, cut it into 2 equal parts. Here, the length of it, if you cut, is 10 inches, but the length of my placket is 9 inches. That's what I'm marking there. I want you to watch. I'm going to give you a detailed tutorial. Okay, I'm marking the line straight to the 9 inches. This I'm going to cut it. The remaining excess is for the seam allowance. Split it into 2, 10 inches length each. I place it. The one at the down side, the opening side is facing the right side, and the one on the top, the opening side is facing the left side. I hope you're getting that. The next thing we're going to do is to place it this way to stitch it. I've already marked the 9 inches length. I have to place it at the center. Use my pin to hold it so I can be able to stitch it on the machine. Okay, then after that, but let's stitch it to secure that part. You can see how neat it is already. The next thing we're going to do is just to use our scissors and cut it like this. This is stretchy fabric most time. You have to do that on stretchy fabric. You have to mark it this way and notch. You can see here I have to align this placket with the neckline and mark it. Mark that 0.5 inches seam allowance and cut the excess. I used one of these plackets to cut the other one to equal length. Next, what we're going to do now is to go ahead and then place it this way, the right side of this placket facing the right side, both sides, and stitch it at 0.5 inches. I hope you're seeing and getting this. Then after that, you have to flip it this way. This is how you make the easiest placket tutorial. This is how you can get the perfect placket. If you are using stretchy fabric, like I said, use this method. Here at this point, I'm marking at the neck part 0.5 inches. I'm going to stick this placket. That's what I'm doing. I go ahead and put it in between the placket at that 0.5, what I will put in. I use my pin to hold it firm. When I use my pin to hold it, I'll go to the machine and stitch it all the way down. Okay, we also do the same thing to the other side of it. Placing it this way, I want you to watch carefully. Insert it this way, but before then, let's shift this one side of this so we can focus on the other one. And this is how you're going to place it. First, you have to carefully and place the 0.5 inches I marked there like this. Use a pin and hold it. Go to the machine and stitch this part. And at the end, you have to secure the both plackets. Square shape. That's how you secure that, or anyhow you want it. And we are done for this placket. This is neat finishing. Very neat. And let's move over to our table. I'm measuring 20 inches length where I'll place the pocket for both. Then I have to turn it this way. From where the pocket stopped, I have to measure out 7 inches here and mark it there. This 7 inches where I'm going to place my patches, whichever way you want your own. Like I said, 3 inches for these patches, 3 for the front bodies and 3 for the back bodies. I've gone ahead and stitched all around it, like so, hem it like this to secure the edges. It's time for us to place it at any shape of your choice. I wanted to place it square shape. See how I'm placing that? To any shape you feel like. Because you are the one designing that, I decide to place it like diamond shape to achieve this. After that, go ahead and use a pin to hold it like so and stitch it at this point. I'm placing the back bodies right now on top of this so I can be able to get the length, place the patches for the front bodies. I'll do the same thing like diamond shape and place it this way. Use pin to hold it, then go to our machine and stitch it. You can see how I arranged that. Placket. I'm using design buttons to place on it. I'll use needle and thread to stitch on it. But it's going to be a pin up I'm going to use for the placket. You can see the pocket is done. And also the patches I've stitched that. You can see the front, the back neck. Everything is neatly sewn. Now for us to join the both bodies together. The right side facing the right side and join the shoulder like so. And when we are done with that, move over to our sleeve. We have done stitching that, then let's walk to the sleeve side. Like I said, I'm going to cut out 4 inches to complete the sleeve length. I've done that with the orange color doffy satin. I'm going to use lace the same measurement and place on it. I'll use stay to fuse it. This is how I'm going to stitch it like so. The green doffy satin is for the lining, but let me show you what I did to the other side of the sleeve. Do you see how neat it is? Very neat finishing. There's no way you can see the seam allowance inside. It's your first time of coming across my channel and you haven't subscribed, please do well to subscribe to join the family. Thank you. Here I place the green one at the front side, then the lace part of it at the right side like this and stitch it, and I have to flip it over and then hem it so to achieve this beautiful design. Now I'll go ahead and stitch the two bodies. I'm marking where my slit will stop. I've gone ahead and stitched the both sleeves. Everything is done neatly, both in and out. We're almost done for this tutorial. You can see how easy and how neat you can make your Bubu gown. Here I've gone ahead and hem the rest of the parts. We have come to the end of this tutorial. If you find my tutorial helpful, share my video, subscribe if you haven't. See you next on my next video. Thank you so much for your time. Bye bye.